What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, and I'm back at you with your NXT review on this glorious Title Tuesday. What does Title Tuesday mean? It means that both NXT and AEW are running on the same night. Why it's called Title Tuesday? I don't know. It's just a name that they made up. I don't really know why it's called Title Tuesday. But nevertheless, I was watching both NXT and AEW at the same time. NXT ran at 8 o'clock. AEW started at 9. So, I was peeking in and out on both shows. And one thing I saw from AEW was the return of Daniel Garcia. He's back. And he announced that he's officially resigned with AEW. Now, I'm cool with this. I like Daniel Garcia. I'm a fan of his. I would have been cool if he would have stayed with AEW. I'm cool with it if he would have went to WWE. Whatever makes him happy, whatever he feels like is the best decision for him, I'm cool with. I'm just hoping that he is happy and the company that he chooses does right by him. And that company is AEW. Now, I hope that, Tony Khan actually does something with Daniel Garcia. No more of the, we're gonna push him for a little bit and then we stop. No more of that, man. He's signed, he's with you, he's with the company, just push him, use him to the best of his ability, and keep on keeping on. But you're not here to hear me talk about that. You're here to hear me talk about NXT. And NXT started off with the brand new NXT champion, Tricky, 2 times. Your new NXT champion, Trick Williams. He's out. He's celebrating. The crowd is going up for him. They're in St. Louis. Now, originally, they were supposed to be in a larger arena for St. Louis. But the tickets weren't moving like that. So they went to this place called The Factory. And I gotta say, the setup for the Factory was awesome. It looked and felt like NXT really should feel. Like it had that old school black and gold vibe to it. Kind of like Full Sail, but a little bit better. And hopefully this is the setup for NXT going forward, because I really liked it. The crowd was hot. They were chanting "Whoop that Trick." And as they're celebrating with Trick, Wes Lee comes out. And something that I predicted would happen once he lost to Femi, he would move on to the NXT championship. And that looks like it's going to be the wave. And as Wesley is talking trash, Trick Williams is talking trash back to Wesley, Jey Uso comes out. And everyone's yeeting, and they're going yeet, yeet. They're chanting "Whoop that Trick," yeet, whoop that Trick, yeet. And the crowd is up for both of these men. And then you have Kalani Jordan, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair come out for their 6-woman tag team match. And they took on Fatal Attraction. And I gotta say, it is really cool seeing Bianca and Jay, come together for Kalani Jordan. And she looks like she fits right in. She looks like she's the little sister. Like she's the Ashley Banks to their 2 Hillary Bankses. And it's a real cool sight to see. And she's holding her own, man. She looks like she's fitting right in with these 2. Bianca and Jade are providing the power. Kalani is providing the speed. And Fatal Influence, they're doing their thing. It wasn't enough to stop the aura and the power of Bianca and Jade and Kalani. They get the win, 1, 2, 3. And then something a lot of people have been asking for, something a lot of people have been begging for, something a lot of people have been praying for. Bianca, Jade Cargill versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. And it's going down this Friday on SmackDown. Ooh, I can't wait. Oh my God. You had all these women in backstage. You even had Jada Parker lurking in the background, just looking fine, just walking. And she wasn't even doing anything. She just walked by. But it was just, oh my goodness. When the yams touched the macaroni and cheese, oh my goodness. And speaking of when the yams touched the macaroni and cheese, we had a backstage segment with Lola Vice. She's mad at Jada Parker for walking out. And she's asking Ava for a match. But then we have the return of Nikita Lyons, who's been out with another knee injury, but she is back. Hopefully she can stick around. Hopefully she doesn't stay. She's not injured again. Hopefully she stays around. And then next week it's going to be Nikita Lyons taking on Lola Vice one-on-one. Cool. So after this, we have a backstage segment with Julia And before she can really talk, somebody walks in the frame. We don't really see who it is, but she's getting ready to confront Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Speaking of them two, they're out in the middle of the ring. Cora Jade comes back, she's congratulating Roxanne. Roxanne's running her mouth, talking about how she's the greatest NXT Women's Champion ever. Cora's like, listen, we fell out, but we're back together now because I really believed in you. This is the person I believed you to be this whole time. And we're both evil, bad people. We're both heels. We can be friends again. And then you have Julia come out, and Roxanne and Cora Jade are inviting her into the ring. And then the person that she saw, the friend that walked in the frame, was none other than Stephanie Vaquer. She comes out, more yams touching the macaroni and cheese. It's just, I couldn't contain myself. I'm not proud of the man I was when they were both on screen together. But Stephanie and Julia rushed the stage, they rushed the scene, and they put the beat down on Cora and Roxanne. And then they both hold up the NXT Women's Championship simultaneously. That means at the same time. And then next week is going to be Stephanie Vaquer taking on Ren Claire for some reason. Because, hey, I'm cool with Ren Claire getting beat up because I'm not really too much of a fan of her. So I'm cool with that. Also, you had Lexis King talking to the No Quarter Catch crew. And he's asking for advice. And for some reason, it's going to be Lexis King taking on Aura Mensa in I forgot what type of match it was called. It's like a gentleman's challenge match. I don't know. So now we have one of the big matches we've been waiting for. A match that has been building up for the longest time. Tony D'Angelo challenging Oba Femi for the NXT North American Championship. And they've been doing this storyline with Tony D'Angelo where it's kind of like Rocky 3-esque, where he loses confidence. He doesn't believe in himself anymore. He has to train hard. He has to fight stronger and fight harder and all that, all the things that Rocky believes in and does. So we get the match, and I said this before, I will say it again. Oba Femi is that man. He is that dude. He is over like Rover. He's over 9,000. The people are chanting. They're doing the ooh. They're doing it with him. They believe in Oba Femi. They love Oba Femi. Unfortunately, that love wasn't enough to keep Oba Femi's title on him. We have a new North American champion, and his name is Tony D'Angelo. And I saw where the storyline was coming. Like I said, this is Rocky 3. And you know how that always goes. Rocky always wins at the end. And I totally expected it. But I was still surprised by the fact that they went through with it. Oba Femi lost. His first loss in NXT comes at the hands of Tony D'Angelo. I'm not really too mad about it, but we can't cry because it's over. We're just happy about the times we shared with Oba Femi, the ruler, as NXT North American Champion. And mark my words, man, it's only a matter of time before he becomes the NXT World Champion. Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Wesley, whoever, you better hope you're not the one that's holding that championship when Oba Femi comes around. So, yeah. Other championship match on Title Tuesday was between A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, taking on Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And this was a really fun match, man. You have Axiom and Nathan Frazier doing all the flips. You have A-Town Down Under. They do flips sometimes too. They do some rolling flip-de-doos into drop kicks, and it's always cool to see. And you kind of see like dissension between both of them, where they both kind of screw up and they accidentally almost hit each other, and it's like, oh, can they coexist even though they're both tag teams or whatever? Yeah, it is what it is. Axiom and Nathan Frazier are fine. They're still your NXT tag team champions. I'm still kind of heartbroken over the fact that we're not going to get Fraxium versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Maybe one day in the future, but it's not meant to be in the good old NXT. Ridge Holland showed up for some reason. He's still beefing with Chase U. He gets attacked by Riley Osborne, and I think they're gonna have a match next week. I wasn't really paying attention because it's Ridge Holland, so yeah. Alright, so now we have a special performance by none other than Sexy Red. She's out there performing, she's singing Get It Sexy. And I can't lie, man, the crowd's hype, man. They're singing along with her. And I'm like, I get it. Sexy Red's from St. Louis, so I'm not tripping over it. But someone who was tripping about this was none other than All Ego. Ethan Page. He comes out and says, enough is enough. Enough is too much. I can't stand it. I can't take it no more, Sexy Red. You and your twerking has got to stop. He's still mad that she interrupted him last night on Monday Night Raw. And, he wants his revenge. I don't know what type of revenge he was trying to get, but it's all interrupted by Javon Evans. He beats up Ethan Page. And this sets up the match between him and Randy Orton in the main event. And this delivered on exactly what it was going to be. And that was a cool match between Javon Evans and Randy Orton. And a cool kind of botched RKO spot from Randy Orton. Javon Evans was going for like a twisty, flippy, whatever. And Randy Orton was going for the RKO, but I don't know what happened. They mistimed it and he missed. So Randy Orton had to pick Javon Evans up and hit him with another RKO. And it seemed like Javon Evans was kind of down because he felt like he messed up the spot. But you can kind of see Randy Orton, giving him some love, saying, listen, you're all good, kid. You're going to be okay. If this was the old Randy Orton, if this was 2009 Randy Orton, it might be over for old Javon. But, this is an older, wiser Randy Orton who's bigger and heavier and more chilled, and he's older and he's more laid back. He still does that spot where he just throws you onto the table, and he did that to Javon Evans like 4 times, but it's all love, man. He's just trying to break the kid in. So after this, we cut backstage, and we see Ethan Page, Ava, and Wesley talking, and they're both making their case as to why they should be the next person to take on Trick Williams. And Ava says, you know what, I have the simple solution to this. It's going to be a no more contenders match between Ethan Page, Wesley, and because he had such a bomb performance, Javon Evans. It's going to be a triple threat match, and whoever wins that match will wrestle Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc. And for some reason, I feel like this is going to turn into a fatal 4-way. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I think that's going to be the vibe. So with that being said, man, I'm going to try to catch up on the rest of AEW. Will I do a review? Probably not. I might. I don't know. But what did you think of this? Another edition of Title Tuesday. What show did you end up watching? Was it NXT? Was it AEW? Was it both? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out. Peace.